Hi, Justin.
G'day, welcome.
Well, thank you.
How are you doing?
All good. Just about to start, so.
Oh, okay. Well, the video I was gonna send you, I had problems myself sending it, so I thought, okay, I'll make a new one for next week. Yeah, so I will send pictures instead of videos and try and explain myself
Not a
with the
problem at
pictures.
all. Not a problem at all. Whenever you have time. But all good. We'll get underway, guys. So, welcome. Let's get the show on the road. As always, guys, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, so Friday, let's see what we can come up with moving forward today on the last day of the trading week. All looking pretty good, to be honest. So we'll like to get the analysis out of the way on gold for maybe some potential buys moving forward. But otherwise, so far been a good week. Yesterday, obviously, really good stream for those that stuck around patiently. Got a cracking trade towards the end of the stream. Moving forward today, news-wise, obviously high impact news to come with the Bank of England, Governor Bailey speaking in a couple of hours from now. Aside from that, you do have FOMC members speaking, obviously not the main man, but that still will likely have some sort of little impact on the charts, so need to be wary of that. I hope you've all had a really good week. Solid week personally, four wins and 1 loss so far. Yeah, 3 and 1. But it's been a good week. Yesterday's trade was a really cracking trade. Guys, if you could, drill, YouTube, smash that like button. TikTok, smash that screen. Let's smash the screen. Let's get more on. We want the numbers to get back up. After one bad day, the numbers dropped by half. So it's unbelievable. So let's smash that screen first to get the numbers back up for TikTok. And guys, questions, charts, I will get to those shortly. Meantime, let's get underway and let's have a look at the beast that is gold to begin. And starting once again in the weekly, we are forming on the weekly a very strong, still a strong bullish candle at the minute. So off the back of that, well, actually we're pulled back quite significantly. You could argue weak bullish, to be honest, but we're just pulling back to once again form a support to head back up. And we'll see, we've got something interesting that has formed on the 30, which could potentially give us options to buy it. The daily may suggest otherwise. The daily is bullish in structure, but what we do have is the counter probabilities being to the downside. We've got obviously a very strong closure in the previous day's candle. Current daily has a lower high, lower low to that. So that would suggest that if we begin to flip, there will be a high probability that we could continue to the downside. We do have some margins still to the downside, all the way down towards that 32.40 sort of region. So if we were to begin to break below, that could be options for sells, but also above the daily high. Once we go down to the 30, we'll find out, and even the 4 hour too. So the 4 hour, we do actually remain bullish in the structure. Not only that, we had a liquidity candle in the previous candle, broke the low of that bearish candle, only to close strong bullish and break the high. So seeing that we have formed the support, kind of tapping into some resistance here to the left. If prices begin to break the high of the previous 4 hour candle, I feel there's a high probability that we could potentially come back up towards this 33.56 sort of region. So marking that's the most recent resistance. Obviously the daily low, we've got the most recent support, we've got levels below it. We'll mark the most recent level below it, and that's our 4 hour zones at the minute. All right, now onto the 30. So the 4 hours bullish, we've got the weekly is bullish, we've got daily structure is bullish, but the counter probability is being to the downside. What we've had just recently is we've had confirmation of a structure flip on the M30. So within that 4 hour candle that formed strong bullish and created that support, we actually flipped the structure back on the M30 bullish as well. So therefore, moving forward today, I would prefer to look for my options to buy it. It's 4v0 to the upside, the way I see it. So off the back of that, moving on to the 15, still the high of the M30, so we'll leave that zone in. So it buys above 33, 30.45, the current daily candles high, is something I would definitely like to try to get involved in. Obviously, I have to wait to see how price approaches that level. As far as the support, I'm just going to adjust it ever so slightly. Actually, I'll leave the high of it in, because I'm not necessarily going to be looking to sell it today. The bias is bullish across the board. My options are to just wait patiently for, once this loads, for price to pop above that current daily candles high. Likely want to see a closure above retest and then look for a buy. We've got clean traffic to the left with the structure, with the bias across the board, and also that point of weekly is likely to push further bullish, and perhaps, who knows, continue to end up closing a very strong bullish candle. Aside from that, what I'm going to be looking for is, once again, price to pop back down. The lower, the cleaner, the better, because it gives us more margin to take it to back up to the upside. Obviously, to look for a buy, take it back to the upside. Similar to yesterday. Yesterday we had the massive sell-off, wherever it was, just there, and nice clean move, and we obviously got the right confirmation to buy it. Made most of that. Had about 70 pips on the table. So once again, if it was to create a move back down, it's not going to flip any of the 15, but I'm not so concerned by the 15-minute structure. Just want to see the 30 maintain bullish structure, and if price was to pop down, where it be the support just above the current daily candles low, any of these levels. But obviously, the cleaner the move, the deeper the move, the more margin we will have to trade it back up. So that is my opinion of gold. So I'm preferring the buy options here today. Hopefully that makes sense. And now we can turn our attention to GJ, guys. Welcome everyone on TikTok. Good to see more numbers on the stream today. Been killing it. Just got to wait patiently. All right. GJ at the weekly. So we've obviously created that upper wick, which we didn't have until late yesterday, I think it was. So weak bullish, but we're kind of near the open. Inside bar candle, we've got a high low, lower high to the previous. Very little we can make off the weekly time frame itself in regards to the actual candle. Onto the daily, what we can see is we are rejecting resistance here to the left. Structure wise, we are technically bearish the way I see it. Yes, we're creating some high lows within the actual structure itself, but we are bearish and we are at a resistance. Hence the reason why we may be rejecting quite heavily within the current daily candle. So bearish in structure with a very strong bearish candle forming, also respecting the high of that previous daily candle. Now onto the 4 hour. The structure in that time frame is actually bullish. But once again, we are rejecting to create what you could argue is a lower high at the minute. Just going to mark in that level of resistance as far as support. Going to mark in that level just there. Above it, not going to be easy because you're running into another level just to the left, but if and when need be, I will adjust the zone, but for the time being, I'll leave it at the most recent levels. Now onto the 30. Bit of lag here today. The 30, the way I said, is technically bearish. Yeah, it's definitely bearish and won't flip really till back above the highs here. So therefore, off the back of that, I've got the daily and the M30 structure being bearish. The weekly, the candle itself is a weak bullish candle and the flower structure is bullish. So therefore I could really look for options. It's a neutral bias. We'll look for options in either direction. We've got some support at this point here at around that 192 flat. So for the time being, it's not moving at all with any momentum. I do not trust this trickle to just take a sell, even though we've got clean traffic to the left. It's just been a really slow move down. There is no volume whatsoever. Could be to do with the fact that obviously there's high impact news to come for the pound in a few hours from now. So what I prefer to do today is either wait for one or two things. Wait for price to pop back down to 192 flat, form a support, provide a price action catalyst from that point there, and look for an option to buy it. Option B, want to see price make a pullback to a previous level. The level just here, well, I mean, it's not really making much of a pullback, if it is it. So I'd rather it pop back up towards that 193 level, grab liquidity from the upside, look for it to reject, and at that point I'll look to sell it. So it sells below a resistance, and whoops, should be sells. And also, if we were to begin to approach that point there to the upside, we can see we've got clean traffic to the left. As long as we approach with volume, we have a nice strong closure above, then I would also contemplate options to buy it yet again from above that resistance as well. So that's how I'm currently seeing GJ, just kind of the middle of nowhere, making a slow trickle down right now. So I'd rather it actually make a little bit of a move and look to pick up options either side of that move. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. Once again, do smash the like button. If you have any questions or charts or anything, I'll get to those just now. So we're keeping an eye on gold and we're looking for options to buy it hopefully soon, but we'll have to keep a bit of an eye. As far as further levels, I can mark that in. Could even mark this whole level in. Not so because I want to sell it below it, but more so I want to look for options to buy it on a pullback to those levels. All right, guys. Once again, do us a favor, guys. Smash that like button. Let's let everyone know we're out there. And who we got? Franco, Tony, Lau, come on to you. Yep, I think I've fixed that now, Franco. Visal and Beats, good morning. Smarties, what is the significance of inside bar in your strategy? Well, in regards to high time frame, all it does is it doesn't really give me a clear direction. So on the daily, actually we're looking at GJ, weren't we? And that was on a weekly. Just show it to be honest, for me, it just sort of probably portrays that we don't really have the momentum at the moment in either direction. Also, the fact that it's right near its open, that doesn't help as well. So it's a bit of an arm wrestle. But there's just no momentum. It's not trending at the minute. After 3 consecutive strong bullish candles, it makes a bit of sense for it to run out of steam. Just below level here to the left. Really lagging today. But yeah, the focus is on gold, guys. So put the buys above that point. Oops. Yep, so that's the other option. On the 15, on 30, we're going to be looking for buys above 33.08. Most recent support form prior to the highest point of the daily candle. We would pull back to grab liquidity from that point. I would contemplate options to buy it. Alrighty, TikTok. Welcome to new followers. The #1 stream for free Forex education and quality trades. We don't trade every single time. Sometimes we trade twice the stream. Sometimes we don't trade. It all depends. It just depends. We wait for the right setup, like we did yesterday, which came right at the end, came right near the end of the stream. And it was a 0 drawdown, big move on gold that we managed to get involved in. A nice win. Mark, good morning to you. Appreciate your support as always. Court gold, yeah, that was yesterday afterwards. Yep, nice one. After it pulled back from, where was it? Yep, from somewhere up here, I'm assuming. That would have been a pretty good entry just there. Right there. Weak bullish candle. Long upper wick. 3 candles side by side. Long upper wicks. Followed by minor support. As price begins to break it, that's a pretty strong catalyst to enter. Narendra, good morning to you. Thank you once again to all the new followers. If you could also, guys, be much appreciated if you could share it, share the live. That would be fantastic. Chris, morning to you, mate. The newest VIP member. Commander Chief, I know who that is. Welcome to you, brother. Normally on YouTube, but it's great to have you on either. Hope you're well, bro. Mark. Yep, top, yeah, nice one, brother. cracking entry. That's where I would have looked to have traded it for sure if I was on the chart. Jake Blue, your account sold and went to work, left it without stop loss and went up since. Oh, can you do about that, mate? You need to have a stop loss. It's very reckless. Not having an exit plan for any trade, it's just irresponsible, mate. So you gotta just obviously get back up, don't give up, and just remember, let it be a lesson. Mark, yep, easy. Just looking at, I know that's exactly where I would have liked to get in, so well done to you. Pranil, UJ. All right, let me look at UJ. Tony Gold, MNQ. MNQ. Is that not NQ? It's the same thing, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Excuse my ignorance. Yeah, we'll look at that first because I mean, you're a part of the furniture. And I'll look at UJ. Alright, so looking at NQ, so NASDAQ minis, obviously we got a high, low, higher, high here, but it's right at its open. It's a doji candle at the minute, but based off the fact of it having a high, low, higher, high, I would still favor off the back of this time frame. I'm not saying I'm just going to look for buys, but off the back of this time frame, I would probably prefer to look for the option to buy it. It is at a resistance low here to the left hand side, so that's something obviously to be wary of. 4 hour though suggest there is still a bit of room to the upside. I would also call it bullish in structure. So price begun to break the high of that previous daily candle. I think there's a high probability it could come up to 25.24 roughly. So bullish in structure with counter probabilities being more, so if we break it to the upside, previous daily was a bullish candle. 4 hour, just heavy consolidation at the minute. Structure wise, still bullish. You could argue it flips bearish below this point. It's not closed below it. So therefore, still technically bullish in structure on the 4 hour time frame. Actually, that's far off. Don't worry about that level. We'll worry about the most recent for the time being. That's most recent support. Obviously, this is the most recent resistance. Above it, we've got clean range, but it looks of it up to the high. We'll see though on the 4 hour, but just in consolidation at the minute. Let's just mark in the current 4 hour candles high low. See if there is any clean traffic above that point on the minor time frame. Moving away down to the 30, and that is also bullish. So off the back of that, I would definitely preference the buys moving forward here today. Got clean range too until the upside. So just consolidating. As you guys know, I don't trade out of consolidation. I wait for a confirmation. So for right now, look, there's no volume whatsoever. So even a closure above, it would still be a weak bullish candle, to be honest. So you've got to be careful with it. I mean, to be extra cautious, closure above, a weak pause candle, and then as price begins to close above the pause candle, is likely going to make the move back up. Otherwise, you need a really strong catalyst here. You need a very strong bullish candle. Maybe within it, if you've got a bit of a tap in on the minor time frames, the 5 minute, 3 minute, that may suggest that, let's just say, it closes significantly above the level that we're currently at, like so. And you're thinking, well, it's not going to retest. Just creates a bit of a low wick. Yeah, so maybe look to the lower time frames within this M30 to see if within it we've had that closure above and we've had a retest. That should be bearish, and then we continue bullish, if you get what I mean. Otherwise, I'll be looking for pullback buys. It is bullish across the board. So that being said, on a Friday, I'd only look to buy it. And above the high, looks like we've got very clean traffic. Yep, definitely. So buys above the high as well, my friend. That is what I would definitely be looking for on NQ. All right, let's quickly check gold again, and I'll move on to UJ as per the request from the TikTok stream.
Hey, good morning, Joseph.
Good morning, Frank. How are you?
I'm going. It's okay. How about you?
All good, mate. All good.
Okay. So I will step out in 50 minutes for a phone call.
Not a problem, mate.
Yeah. And maybe if you want, I've after you going through UJ, I've sent it to you.
Oh, okay, yep.
Discord. Yeah.
Not a problem. I'll just quickly do this and
Yeah, for sure.
I'll have a look at GU. Oh, is it GU or UJ that you sent?
No, GU.
GU, okay. If it was UJ, I just use the whole chart to be honest. I know it would be very similar to mine. All right. Looking at UJ to begin. Weekly. Weak bullish candle. It does have a high low, higher high suited previous candles. Off the back of that, chance we could continue to the upside. But let's just mark in a level of flips as well and see if there is any potential point of entry below that point. Daily, structure wise, I would still call it bearish. You do also have the candle probabilities being to the upside, even though the current daily is in a bit of a pullback phase. So let's just mark in a high though. If it was to break the high, it looks like we've got clean traffic to the left. So very strong closure on the previous candle, a catalyst candle closing above the resistance here. Onto the 4 hour. So we're pulling back below the 4 hour resistance, the previous level. That's quite significant as well. It looks at this point that it's quite probable that we could come back down towards the level where the weekly candle will flip back bearish around that 144.666. How's that for a number? So that's the 4 hour. Structure wise, it is actually bullish. Onto the 30. So this rate, it looks like it's going to come down to, again, that level where the candle on the weekly may flip, will flip back bearish. What I'd be looking for just now, similar to GJ, just a slow trickle. There is no real momentum. Looking early at entry, it's not looking that bad now. It's starting to pick up a bit of volume. Would be to wait for the closure below. Perhaps look for a limit order option below of that bullish candle, stop loss back above it. Otherwise, it is bullish. I would prefer to buy it, so wait for it to pull back down towards the weekly open, form support, and look for your options to buy it. Further options going to be above that 146, 184 region as well. Clean traffic to the left. So that is UJ. Yeah, counter trend options not looking bad. Now we'll take a look at GU. GJ's just a slow trickle. Franco, I'll have a look at your chart. Members analysis. Okay, looks pretty clean. Yep, so you're preferring the sells,
Yeah,
otherwise buy
I'm
from
bullish
support?
to GU, yeah.
Yeah, I like the look of that. Got a minute and a bit left. I'll just say gold moving a little bit. I just want to keep a little bit of an eye on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think by what I can see, that looks good, mate. Definitely looks good. Alright, want gold to close above the 50%. This zone. If that is to be the case, it's a strong enough catalyst to suggest if the next candle, the back of the momentum of what will be the catalyst candle, was to create lower wick and begin to break the resistance, it could push and create enough of a move to get to some profit. So that's the level. Want it to close above that point there for there to be any potential option for London Open. Keep a bit of an eye on that. Just some housekeeping quickly, guys. I realized the links were screwed up for the VIP for whatever reason. Just kept going back, reloading the store page screen. It's all fixed now. If anyone was trying to join. All right, high. On IC markets is 30.31, so 30.51. 0.5. Doesn't look like it's, no, it's not going to be valid. Alright, so I'm going to need to wait now on the 15. We've also closed below the 15-minute resistance, so yeah, we need the closure above just now. All good. So let me now quickly look at GU properly, do a quick top down on it. Let's start the weekly. So it is London Open, guys. Weekly bearish candle, lower high, lower low to the previous. Obviously, spent a fair time creating the upper wick and has since flipped, broken a low. Let's mark in the current weekly low. Let's also mark in the open and just see if there is any options to either sell it from that point or even buy it. Daily, still bullish in structure, just bullish. It could potentially flip if it closes below this wick here to the left. But what we do have is counter probabilities being to the downside. Off the back of that though, not really much of a need for us to pop back up and break our own high. If we do, looks like we're popping back above some support, but we are running into a previous level straight away as well. So on to the 4 hour. Structurally, that is still, that's bearish. That was bearish yesterday as well, I think. That was bullish. It has flipped back bearish though. To the downside, that is the most immediate support below. As far as resistance, likely have levels just here. That's our 4 hour levels. Onto the 30. That too is bearish, so just remove these now. All right, so what I'd be looking at personally, if I was to trade GU, is that level is quite important. So if price was to pop up only to respect it, and I would, you know what, I'd incorporate the whole area. And I would say a few things here. As long as it remains below that point, it's technically bearish. If it flips it, that's fine. I would still rather it pop above that 132.623 for options to buy it, and otherwise look for some options to sell off the back of that weekly candle. Still be forming bearish at that point. So let's just mark the weekly open in yet again. Yeah, it's still going to be bearish. So as long as the weekly candle is still bearish, as long as we respect the next level of resistance, I'd be looking for a catalyst to sell it. And otherwise, I'd be looking for a catalyst to buy it back above that point. So sells, buys above that point. And anything else will really depend on what sort of levels we have. Maybe you might be able to get a sell below the support at 132.366. But that's my opinion of GU. All right, keep an eye on gold. We want a 15-minute closure above. Granil, thank you, all good. Deluxe Tank, morning too. Looking at 30-minute time frame of gold. Are we looking for a candle close above 30? Pretty much. Yeah, the 15 would suffice as well because it is a 15-minute resistance. So nice strong closure on the 15, and that may also be enough. We are within the daily candle after the sell-off earlier into today. We are bouncing back, creating some high lows, high highs. So if we continue in line with the current trend within the daily candle, then I would look for options to buy it. I don't want to be slow trickles up though. If it's this candle closes like so, followed by next candle which closes weak bullish, doesn't really give me a great deal of confidence. I'd rather it be a nice strong candle. Hi, about UK in regards to news. Yes, there is high impact news. Got the same view on UJ, nice one. But also see downtrend happening, Deluxe Tan. Yeah, for rejects, but still bullish across the board the way I see it. Young Deja, nothing at all, my friend, not yet. I've just been over the analysis. Dean Clapperton, g'day to you, mate. Hope you're well. Welcome. What is the tool you use to make your zones called it? I can't find it. It's just the over here. So it's just the rectangle tool. Which one's it in? Yeah, just here. So over in shapes, and you just click on a star and that will pop it up in the toolbar at the top here. also fill right. So you click on the settings, and I style to extend right. Just makes it easier, so you don't have to. It's just easier. Young Deja, yeah, I'm waiting patiently for an option. Gonna keep an eye on something in the 1 minute as well. Pratuk, g'day to you. 804 gold bias is bullish across the board. Chris, love your analysis. Cool, calm, and relevant. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. Glad that some do appreciate it. What is with YouTube? That cannot be right. This is there's only 2 people watching. No, it's more than that. There's something wrong with it. You guys there? Now it says I got no one on the call. Not sure. Seems to be working fine. Chrissy, yeah, so something wrong with it. Smarties on GJ, there is clean traffic to the left, yet you still want the current candle to cut through that. Can you explain? GJ, there's no momentum at the minute. I mean, look at this. Look at this move down. It's just, look at all these candles. So irrespective of the fact there's clean traffic, I would have looked at it here and thought, wow, there's clean traffic below there. We close below, we should make the move. Yes, it did close below, but within it, there's just no momentum whatsoever. So what I may have done is I may have been contemplating options just there, but it wouldn't have been triggered in because this candle never would have broken the low. Then would have wanted to see an engulfing candle because the strength of that bullish candle was, I mean, it's too strong of a bullish candle for me to take an impulse entry. Didn't get that. So do you see what I mean? It's just a slow trickle down. There's no momentum to it. It is bullish as well. Not in the 30 minute, but the daily, sorry, it was the 4 hour. The 4 hour and the weekly candle is still technically bullish as well. So I'd rather it actually, because look at it now. Volume's coming in. Maybe it's just trickled to the downside, grab liquidity before it heads back up. So you need a really strong catalyst. To me, I just don't see it. 30 doesn't look half bad if this candle eventually did flip, but 15 looks terrible. Back to gold, we could get some limit orders if it does pop above, guys, so don't stress too much. All good, Franco, no problem, mate, no problem at all. Wait, Leon, yeah, it should be a lot more than that. But all good. To the star profile, all good, mate. Hope you're well. Quit, Nate, Mix. What are you trading today? Looking at gold, potential entries on gold buys. Shaquille, g'day to you. How are you, mate? This might come as a dumb question. I'm beginner learning, but can you explain? Price action trading. Price action trading is just based off candles, basically. The way candles form, the patterns within the way they form. Things such as engulfing candles, liquidity candles, that type of thing. So it's just the way price moves and the way these candles form and obviously end up closing when BT upside or downside. So off the back of that, that is what I determined to be my signal to take an entry. Once again, I have levels I want to get involved. Right now, price action suggests that we may push to the upside, but off the back of the way we approached, it's not yet a strong enough signal for me to just buy it. So I'm going to require now a closure, more than likely a closure above. I mean, a 15 wouldn't look that bad if it closed as is, because we're closing above the actual 15-minute resistance. So we'll see. Young Asia, use A.C.T, HTF. No, I don't use it. No, I don't use in UKs, my friend. Got one up here, and that's sessions, but I don't even use it. Just to tell me what session we're in, or what happened during, you know, how obviously what was the high and low of a session, things like that. But I don't even use it. 4.5 minutes, guys. We need to wait. Sell on gold. Now I'm looking to potentially buy it. Jury Krull, short it now. You do what you think is the right thing to do. Deluxe Tam, when you said close above 15-minute resistance, can you explain it, please? So I want this candle to literally... Well, the 15-minute resistance is technically that bearish candle, so it would need to close above the high of that bearish candle. I mean, the preference would be for it to close above the actual highest point of that 30-minute level. But that's what I mean. Well, that's what I meant. Just gonna wait 4 minutes though. Lisa is the bottom line, the buy zone. Potentially yes, potentially buy zone. Both these white horizontals are potential levels to look for options to buy it. So both of them above obviously the blue zones. Smarties, okay, if you don't have momentum in London open, would you wait for MY session? Perhaps, because least price would have made potentially some moves in between. Alright, so we've got 3 minutes remaining, guys. Now, let's mark this in for the potential limit order. The limit will have to be, because it's the 15-minute candles, has to be taken off the 15-minute time frame. So closure needs to be, I'd want it to pretty much close above that high. That will be a strong enough closure for a limit order to be valid. H, I bought at 21, aiming for 38.40. Nice one. User, if go bullish, did you think arrived 34.04? Look, I'm not one to look that far ahead. I'd be looking for 33.56 as a pretty realistic zone to target. But I took for breaks 34.40, might be breakout. 40. Yeah, once again, I'm focusing on the current level. Young Days already up, chat. Bull run. Deluxe Tank, great explanations. Enjoy your lives on the morning. Appreciate it. Do appreciate it, guys. Just smash that screen for me. Again, Wednesday got caught in just something reckless. I normally don't ever trade like that. You have your little glitches. There's always going to be a glitch in the matrix at some point, so we are human, we do make mistakes. Yesterday, followed the plan to a T on gold, and what a trade that was. Just when everyone thought we'd missed all the possible entries because it shat the bed, all we did was wait patiently for an option. And you guys saw what happened. Zero drawdown, up to 70 pips within minutes. It was a cracking trade. Hey, I read that. Keenan Hendricks, do you think it reversed to fair value gap? Who knows, mate? It could. I don't trade fair value gap, so. Alright, so we're not looking like we will close above at the minute here on the 15. So it could be time to wait yet again, guys. Practicing patience and discipline is more important than actually taking a trade, because if you do practice patience and discipline, when you do take a trade, it's a lot higher probability that will be a winning trade than a losing one. All right, so 15's closed, and we are rejecting. Close below the resistance. Now it's down to the 30. All down to the 30. Now for the 30, a limit order has to close at least minimum 10 pips above. And once again, just goes to show, not only does practicing patience get you involved in a more high probability trade, it can also spare you taking a loss. Zach Parfum 92, nothing in a minute. Nintendo, should I buy or I must wait? I'd be waiting, my friend, personally. Bruno, appreciate it. Great free knowledge. Yeah, would be appreciate if we get some likes, guys. We're 1 win away from cracking the 100 win on the streams since I started the stream. So the current rate is, well, the current win-loss record is 90. I know it's 99 wins. I think it's 24 losses. Yeah, 98. No, 90. What was 99? I swear it was 99. Yeah, I didn't add yesterday's. 99 wins and 24 losses. And 14 break even. So we're 1 win away from cracking the 100. And people complain I don't take trades. Once again, I checked another stream yesterday on YouTube. I actually do like the gentleman. I think he's a really good trader. Not that I watch much of him, but I do like the way he comments. A few times I've tuned in. And he's very similar. But he's lost more than mine. I think it was like 98 and 28 losses or something. And he had hundreds of views, so I'll work it out. And he's not streaming the same time, so it's not competition. None of them are competition because it's not easy. I appreciate everyone who streams. Dean, I don't know what he's want, but I've been locked out of my trading account on my laptop, but still have access to my... Oh, really? Locked out as in it just won't connect, or it just keeps saying you've got the wrong information, or the account doesn't exist, or... That's really strange. You want to be onto that. Salts, brother, welcome. Long time, my friend. Hope your family are well. Justin, best, most modest and honest trader out there. Appreciate the support again. But I hope all is well with you, mate. Dean says your account has been locked. Okay, before you get locked out of your... But surely you can log into your profile. On what's your broker, mate? What I would do is I'd log into my profile, whatever your broker is, go onto the website, log into your profile through there, and contact them about it straight away. Jeroti, can I buy now? Look, if you want. I'm waiting on the 30-minute. GJ rejecting. So GJ actually looks better now. GJ sells look a lot better. You've got a liquidity candle. London Open. Suggest you grab liquidity from the upside. GJ, you pretty much have to sell it just now though if you want to take the trade. You'd have to take it now. The bias is neutral. You've tapped into the most recent, what was previous support. You've tapped into that which could be turned resistance. You've broken high of the previous candle, you're now breaking low. There's a good chance this thing could continue. But I'm waiting on gold. I'm not going to just jump in when I haven't even looked at JJ much at all, to be honest. But that's starting to look more probable now. Giroti, I prefer to sell it at the minute. It is still struggling though. There just doesn't seem to be the momentum, but that would be a pretty strong catalyst to suggest we could continue down. So I would wait for it to break its own low. Maybe a pip below, pip and a half below its own low. But not if this thing pulls back too far, because again, it's doing just the same shit every other candle has done on this move throughout the day. Just nasty at the minute, GJ. It's really not moving. Keenan Hendricks, all good, mate. Mihai, GJ sell. Yeah, but why does it keep pulling back? It has to be, if you're looking to enter it, it has to be below the current candle's low. Check 1 minute, 5 minute time frame. Yeah, I can see 5 minutes making low highs, low lows, but it's not trending at all. It's just trickling down. It's basically consolidating to the downside. That's pretty much what it's doing. The 1 minute, yeah, if it breaks its own low again, but I wouldn't expect it to pop back up. To be honest, I wouldn't even consider it again. I would not consider it just now. Because this candle should have just already made the move. It should not need to pull back up and break its own high yet again, or pop back up significantly into its high. So I would personally just write it off. Wait for the news for GJ today, which is about an hour and 18 minutes to be exact away from now. So Molly Grubs, do you have a good way to understand pips? Been trying to understand, but still struggling to make sense. Well, on gold, I just refer to 10 cents as 1 pip. Technically, it's not. I mean, technically, 1 point is 1 pip on gold. So $1 move is 10 pips. That's how I see it. GJ, it's 3 decimal places. So you look to the second decimal place is one pip. So that's the best way to look at it. And when you move down to the majors, you got 4 decimal places. 5, sorry. So the second decimal place, if you follow my cursor here, I'll use annotation tool to help you. So that's the second number there is basically a pip movement, 1 pip movement. So 10 pips is 3rd decimal place and so on and so forth. It's not technically the way to explain it, but that's how I look at it either way. Smarties, who is the other trader you recommend? I don't even know his name. I honestly can't think of his name. He trades like pre-MI. I think he's on like a couple hours after. I tuned in like 3 times for like 5 minutes. That's all I tune in for. He trades different. It's not the same. He uses an indicator as well. So I have no idea how he trades. I just respect the way he goes about it. But he has a lot more people watching than I do. And he doesn't trade any more than I do. So go figure. Maybe it's just the time of day. Zolt, crypto's the rocket fuel. Hope you felt. Yeah, not enough of it. Not nearly enough of it. Mollygrub's all good, mate. So my group, I will jump on a call with you guys straight after the stream. Have a bit of a chat about the week, how things went. And I know it's Mother's Day Sunday, but like I said, that time of day I should be free. So if people are about, we'll be going ahead with a sim session. If not, we'll do it the following Sunday. All right, just under 4 minutes. We want gold to pop up. Actually, Smarties, I think it's this. I think this is his name. Pretty sure that's the dude's name. No idea how he trades though. I know it's nothing like I trade. Rona, all good. Hope you're well. Dean figured it out. They locked my account because I tried to log in with my. Oh, okay. Well, at least it's not they try to run away with your cash. That's alright, mate. It's usually something innocent like that, so. As long as it's not, you can't access your server, and then it's with a prop firm, and then they give you a hard breach because of inactivity. Because believe you me, that hurts. That really, really hurts. All right, we're not going to close the pub by the looks of it. So nothing at the minute. Still time to sit and chill. Anyone currently taking any trades, let us know. Where are young? GJ. Wow, look at that. Not interested in GJ at all. It's just, there is no momentum, there's no structure about it. It's just a slow trickle consolidation down. Just not interested. Don't care less if it closes bullish and golfing. Not interested. Look at that, 15. That's consolidation if I've ever seen it in my life. That just, to me, is shit. I would completely avoid that. And what I would prefer is for it to make a move up when I could potentially look for a rejection sell, or let it pop straight back down, and then we've got a clean move either side of the range again. I mean, it's still like for it to pop back down to this point and buy it, but if it did hop back up, clean move back down to the support it's trying to make just now, then you may be able to buy it from that point there. Otherwise, forget JJ. I mean, it's up to you guys. If you guys have got a signal, by all means. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, I'm looking for some rejection right now on GU.
Yep, good level.
Yeah, I marked a little bit the zone a little bit different to you.
Yep.
So on the upper, I mark it on the upper side to the left.
Who's your zone?
the-
Oh, okay. That's on
the above zone.
30 minutes.
my
Oh,
chart
this one.
right now I deleted. Yeah. So this was my point at the end. If we close above, then I will go for buys, and if we reject it, I will look for sells
Yeah.
in this area. So
Yeah.
now we make a clean move to the upside. So if we are going to the downside, maybe we can have done some.
Yep, I agree. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just you've got two zones. I've just got the one big zone. But otherwise, it's basically the same level. Just this is Forex.com. You're using Pepperstone, so that's why it might look a little bit different as well. But the exact same sort of idea. Yep, the buys do look much better. Exact same level you've got marked in as this level here. And I agree about the potential sells. Yep, nice one. Let's quickly look at EU as well. Alright, EU. So it's flipped bullish on the 30. Has it tapped into something to the downside? Not really, by the looks of it. It's tapped in with some past resistance from ages ago to the left. Four hours form support. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, the back of the weekly, I would still prefer to sell this, to be honest. So I'd be just looking for price to pop up and reject that 112.70 for me. Because the buys, again, it's a bit of a slow trickle at the minute. It doesn't seem to really be the momentum. So to trust the buy, I'd rather it pull back, form support, make a nice clean move down, and then buy it. Otherwise, I'd just be looking for rejection of that previous level, which it's not yet retested at 112.70. All right, so we closed a rejection candle here, liquidity candle, long upper wick into the range above, only to close back below it. Now we need the bearish engulfing scenario, bullish engulfing, sorry, scenario, if we are to find some options to buy it. Very simple process. Barman, appreciate you. Yeah, something's wrong with the YouTube concurrent viewers count. Keeps going to like nothing and then back up. All right, TikTok on the go. 777. I should just say. Some people argue that gambling is trading, trading is gambling. Yeah, they could, but look, to me it's a bit different. Personally, to me, I can, you know, go off data to the left. I know, depending what form of gambling you are, you know, if it's cards or whatever, people have ways with that. I have no idea how to play cards. Whereas I have an idea about trading based off, you know, 8 years of data. I know what I am to look for, know what works for me, what sort of catalysts, what sort of patterns, what sort of areas to get involved, and things like that. So to me, it's more like work. But some would say, you know, gambling's work. I've got a mate who was the #1 small hand poker player in the world. And he's got books, everything. He's retired. He's like 42 and he's living that life, mate. He's just traveling everywhere off the back of poker. So to him, that wouldn't be gambling. Yes, it is, but it's also work. And he knows exactly what he's doing. So it's a bit the same for me when it comes to trading. Wait, Liang, I just went over it, mate. Just went over it. It's the same as GJ. It's a shit trickle to the upside. I'd rather create the move and look for rejection of 112.70, not get involved in all this. Because every time, if you were to buy it just now, yeah, it could make the move. But I would argue, then how come it didn't make the move here? Or here? Or here? Or here for that matter? So I just say, nah, stop this. Just make a move already. And then I'll see what I can get, maybe if I can get involved on a sell from higher up. That's what I personally do. I wouldn't try to, you know, chase this.
So gold is coming back.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the 15.
Sorry, I had a call and need to step out.
No, good mate. I'm just waiting for a 15-minute candle engulfing. And we could look for potential buys again. I really would love for it to be above this zone, but we'll see. As long as it's engulfing, I will still consider options. Deluxe time, if we close below 33.24 on gold, are we looking at potential sell? Would that mean it got liquidity from above resistance? 33.24. No, I'm not looking for a sell, mate. It's, in my opinion, it's bullish across the board. And on Friday, weekly also forming bullish. I would prefer to look for options to buy it. So I need to wait just over 8 minutes for what my next potential move will be. I'm waiting to plan for that. Shaquille, you think 1k is a decent amount to start trading with? I mean, it's a decent start. You definitely will have, you know, the emotions will be attached. No one likes to throw away money. You got to try to eliminate the emotions by, again, following a plan, having some strict rules. So 1k, look, it's not going to really do any or make any substantial difference. It depends. Look, it really depends. But if you're following proper risk management, it will take time to build up, but that's all good. I think it's a good start. Young to Asia, I start trading 200. That's also fine. Just means with your leverage and that, it might be more difficult to open certain positions, especially on gold. Gold will be, you likely won't be able to trade gold. On the go, you're just in a position to retire yourself next 10 years. What's your strategy? I'd like to think so. I would like to think so. I've got plans. I've got plans to be overseas as well. Away from this country. I think this country is going backwards at an amazing knot of rates. I really don't. Thank you for a sticker. Done that. Sorry guys. There's something in the background. Give us a sec, guys. Give us 1 sec, please. Be back. Apologies, guys. Oh, let me catch my breath. Sorry, guys. Yeah, just that little incident. All good, all good. TP 3352. Yeah, potentially it's got to close above here for me to consider anything. Deluxe Town, good. Gold by TP, nothing, but not yet. Deluxe Town, blew 100 on a copy trading scam. Had 6 months to come back. Wow. I feel for you, mate. You really need to be careful of all that. Know of one big incident, very popular figure in the space. Not going to name names, but a lot of you probably know what I'm talking about. Around 40 was the GOAT. Lost 80% on a trade of capital, apparently. I'm not naming any names. So.
On live?
Sorry, mate?
On live account?
Yeah. Sheriff knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Was this recent? Was this recently?
Yeah, last year, late last year, I think.
Ah, okay.
Ismail, sell. No, I'm preferring to buy. I'm waiting for all this account's close. No, I trade personal. Had a 300k account. Disqualified by scam account when I was due a payout. Even though I did not breach any rule at all. They made up a rule. And still to this day when I check it, it's still not in their regulations there for the challenge. It's not in there at all. Bought GU 132515. Yeah, you're looking good. Alright, so I'm focused on gold.
So you want to close this very strong correct because on the M30
Yep.
you have a bearish candle at the end.
Yeah, I would still probably take it before it. But it has to close really strong. I don't want to close just yet, to be honest. I would love for it to close above.
Yeah, and this is because also because of this bearish candle on the M30 time frame.
Yeah, also because if it closes above, it's done what another candle could do at the current level. So let's see. Got a liquidity candle, that's another confluence. So what's the high for current candle? 85. 30, 05 is a potential entry point. Oh, it's making a high just now. You gotta probably be quick with this one, guys. Need a low wick. You don't want to pull back now. So closure, pretty much where it's at, would be nice. This candle needs to leave an upper wick. Next candle needs to have a low wick. So just might be quick with this. Follow what the highest point is on your broker. Want it to leave a tiny bit of an upper wick. And you want the following candle to have a little bit of a low wick. So I would potentially look at 3330.63. Potentially need a lower wick on a new candle. It's going to be a wide stop loss. Need that low wick so we can manage the trade. If not going to take it. Not until it creates a low wick. Not got the entry set. I'm waiting for it to create the wick. My broker dead. Alright, look, it's valid. My broker's not showing a wick at all. Alright, no, sorry. It is. Yeah, so it's valid, guys. And a good thing is, when it triggers in, you could manage to trade quite easily off the back of the current candle's low. So I'm not in. That's what I'm currently looking at. 63. And it's this, if this thing rejects too much, I'm just gonna have to wait again. So we'll see. Giroti is there. So 30.63. Break retest into for long. Yeah, well, it's retesting the most recent resistance. Ooh, look at that. Limit order would have probably been working. All right, would have been very impulsive, but Leon, GU broken? Oh, it has too. Wow. Yeah, that's well gone. 30 minutes got no low wick as well. I just wait for it patiently.
Yeah, not on the M50 time frame.
On GU, yeah.
No. Because it's have a no lower wick also.
Yeah.
On the M30. So and can reject this area.
Yeah, correct. And if this is going to take too long gold, you need to wait again. Last thing I want to do is get triggered in the last few minutes of an hourly candle. Mo? It's up to you, I'm waiting. As soon as it gets triggered in, I adjust stop loss to the entry candles low. And that will cut it down to around 33, 34 pip stop. Once again, if it pulls back too far, then it's just not going to be an entry because stop loss is going to be too wide. Young Deja, just be like yesterday, it's great. Yeah, it would be nice if it was, but we'll see. It's a different trade, another day, different scenario.
Maybe looking also on the 5-minute time frame on gold. If maybe we are creating a weak or a bearish candle, maybe look also good for some entries.
Yeah, if it's a weak bearish candle.
As additional.
Yep, just exactly.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the
bearish candle on the
5 minute. Yep. Again, we're coming towards the closure of the hourly though, so this thing has to move soon. Otherwise, I'm just gonna wait for the hourly closure, and then the next option, if it does move, is the limit order yet again. Because there's a high probability the hourly's gonna leave an upper wick. So you're looking at, yeah, it's gone upper wick. You'd say that, but we've got to think about when we get triggered in, it won't really have an upper wick. It may, or have just at that point a small upper wick, and we want it to push to retest that high and make the move. It's got to do that. If it comes down to that in the last 5 minutes or so, I'd rather just wait for the counts to close. So that's the rule. Has to go shortly. Mr. Acre, best trading up. Trading view. So this thing needs to go in the next 3 minutes. And not at all bothered by this, because you're not in the, well, following on shouldn't be in the trade. There's nothing to be concerned about. Your concern at the moment should be if it's going to flip in the next 2 minutes and 50 seconds, because if not, I'm going to remove it and wait the hourly to close. The way, another thing you got to think about now, the way it's rejecting stop loss, because I said I would adjust it so the entry count is low once it's triggered in. It's now pushed about 6-7 pips wider, so it can't keep dropping. Mark, you got yours at 40, 44, 33, 30, 44. Yeah, I've got it 30, 33, 30, 63. It's 2 pips above the high of that previous bullish candle on IC markets. Doesn't look likely, guys. It looks like we're gonna have to wait. Let's look at the hourly. The hourly's looking like crap, to be honest. Minute and a half. 6.5 minutes until the candle closes, but a minute and a half for it to move. Otherwise, just removing it, waiting for the hourly close. Fishbait, what's the time frame? The 15, it's based off that. Closure on the 15. The bullish engulfing closure, we've got clean traffic above that point. I will E. How many pips in green zone? Well, that's just a random spot. I haven't really, I mean, the end target would be that resistance. But again, I have ways going about trade management for profit and in drawdown. Just be following that. Alrighty, it's not going to be valid, guys. We've got 30 seconds for it to make the move. As it flips now, I'm likely going to get slipped if it was to be the case. So I don't think it's going to happen. So I am going to remove the order. Now we're waiting for the hourly. Very simple. That's the rule. Yeah, so it's at the 5 minute mark now. Not in, so waiting for the closure in the hourly. Going up the time frame. All good, mate. So I want the hourly to close above. That will close the 30, very strong bullish candle, wiping out most of the liquidity from that bearish candle. And you could get the weak 15-minute pause as well, yeah. All right, let's look into this. Let me look at this again. All right, hourly doesn't look fantastic, to be honest. Kind of an indecision candle. It's got a long week in either direction at the minute. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours, still got 2 hours left, so that looks okay if it begins to break its own high. Daily is forming bullish. $30 doesn't give me much unless it closes above, but what I am thinking is that we get the weak 15-minute pause candle as well. Alright, so it's beginning to break that pause candle. That could be a slightly earlier entry. Alright. Let's just mark it in and see. .382 is the level I'm concerned about. What will that look like? Closes above. Alright, a closure above that point will mean we've got a weak pause above resistance here to the left. Based off that, that would be a pretty strong catalyst normally for me to look for a buy moving into clean traffic. The hourly doesn't look great. The hourly will then look like, so I'm trying to paint a picture here with a couple minutes left, would look for instance like that, which suggests we're starting to move away from that point. So I think that's what I'm going to be looking for just now. In a minute and a half, I want it to pop back up to that point. And if it does so, I will wait for a lower wick and consider buys above the bearish counter high. Once again, does not look likely at the minute. Wait, the young potential buy on GU. Yeah, GU is looking a bit better. A little bit of resistance here. I'd still consider it though, if it does reject and close back weak bearish. The way that those rejecting, I'd also still consider options to sell it. Tony, thanks for NQ. Not a problem, mate. It was a different chart, wasn't it? But yeah, be waiting for a closure here. All right, back to gold. So it's not going to be valid, guys. 20 seconds left. It's not going to be valid. It's not going to close as it where I want at the level I want it to close. The hourly is closing weak, bullish, long week in either direction. Just looks like it's running out a bit of steam at the minute. So there's nothing really off the back of that that really stands out to me and says ready to continue bullish. So I'm not going to take it even if it does break out, because it's just not within my rules and my plan for the trade. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna call it now. I'm not going to take a trade. I'm going to have to wait. And to be honest, I'm going to jump on with my team. You guys can hang around, by the way, to the guys on the call just now. Won't end the call. Keep it running for us guys. YouTube, TikTok, thank you very much for the week, for all the support. Yesterday was the big day. Yesterday was a cracking trade. But all in all, was a really positive week. For me, 3 wins and 1 loss. Nothing major, but still, it's another week that ends in a profit. So, guys, if you've not already done so, make sure to follow and subscribe. Once again, I have fixed the link for anyone who is interested in VIP. You can suss out my profile page if you want to know more. There was an issue with the link before. People couldn't have a look at it and not join. So, but it's all fixed. Always feel free to send me a message, say g'day, I reply to, and I respect anyone who sends me a message. Have a good weekend. Don't forget to buy your mum a gift or say happy Mother's Day to her. Hope you guys have a good one, and I will catch you all on Monday. Until then, trade safe, stay safe. Take care, guys. Appreciate it. Bye.